So find a comfortable place to be. We'll start our yoga practice today with our centering. And our request, mostly I'm saying this so that I remember, hips, shoulders, stretch and strength on the shoulders, hips, or stretches. Okay. All right, so find a comfortable place to be. That can be seated, that can be lying down. Really whatever your energy needs. When I asked about the energy level, there was some thumbs down and some middle ground and A-okay. So, just find find where you're at. And when you get there, just make sure you're comfortable. Maybe the eyes closed. Just give yourself a moment to arrive as you start to turn your attention towards yourself. Let your mind just dive right into the experience of being present in this moment, what it feels like, what it sounds like, what the body is up to. Notice what the breath is up to. And start to play with the breath. Just see what feels comfortable and natural to slow it down, to change the pace. And as you do that, take a little body scan. Start with the feet. Move your attention to the legs. Keeping that slow, deep breath going. Notice sitting bones, hips, and pelvis. Notice low back. Notice the belly in particular as you breathe. Notice how it moves. Notice the ribs, where they occupy space, how they shift and move with every breath. Notice the mid and upper back, the chest and heart. And then let awareness just slide right into the shoulders, releasing tension, noticing arms, hands. And then come right back to the shoulders. Let awareness kind of radiate into the neck and throat, into the face and head, the jaw, the mouth. Notice eyes, ears. And then finally, let your awareness rest in the nostrils. Right at the end of the nose, and feel the air moving in and out. You can let your body just breathe itself. Just sitting with what is and feeling the breath moving through the nose. Good. And eventually you can bring your awareness to your hands and draw your hands together, palms touching, fingers touching. Sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, slowly bow your head to your heart. Sending an om or a peace or a sentence or kind words to yourself for rolling out your yoga mat today. Good. And when you're ready, you can release your hands. You can blink your eyes open. You can bring your gaze back up. And before we undo the legs, unless you really need to, just start to rotate your shoulders up, back, and down. And do it really slow. And, we've done this many times together, I'm sure. But see if you can do this as if you've never done it before. Like just in this moment, how do the shoulder blades feel? Or the shoulders, but can you draw your awareness to the shoulder blades and feel how they kind of squeeze together as you slide the shoulders back and down? And then they kind of move apart as you bring the shoulders forward. So just keep like focusing on the scapula, on the shoulder blade, moving away from each other and then back towards each other. Good. And then just maybe one or two in the other direction. We don't usually do that, but just to sense the shift in the shoulder blades, that movement. Good. And then you can release. Just pause. Notice how you feel. Let the jaw relax. Let the face relax. And in a very relaxed way, start to tip your head slowly, carefully, side to side. So it doesn't matter how much time you spend on one side, we want to be equal, but just see if you can kind of tip your head, notice how it feels, and then make your way to the other side. You can always add a little motion when you get there. Good. And eventually bring your chin down towards your chest. Shoulders are broad, right? Shoulder blades kind of drawing towards each other still. Head just hangs heavy. And you can bring your gaze back up. You can blink your eyes open and let's stretch the legs out. So if you're sitting on something, put it off to the side. All right. So actually let's start lying down. We'll do some stuff for shoulders and hips and legs from lying down. So make your way onto your back, kind of clear your space. If you have like blocks around you, you can kind of clear them. You might want to keep a block kind of close. But keep it down towards your like waist down, kind of clear the upper part of your yoga mat, which is exactly what I don't have, but I'm going to fix that. All right. So when you get there, you can bring your knees in. We'll just do that gentle like back massage. You can rock side to side, draw the knees in. It doesn't matter where you hold. Some days I like to bring the knees in close, the hands over the knees. So just see what works. Just kind of playing with the sensations, right? You're making a change and seeing how it feels. Right? Maybe that change is rolling over muscles, but also through the breath, through refocusing the mind. And then come to stillness, left foot down, right foot into the air. You can clasp your hands around and the leg if you want and start to rotate your foot at the ankle. Good. And then go the other way. I feel like summertime is like the land of not so sensible shoes for me anyway. This always feels like extra good to me in the summer. Good. And then really nice to the knees, really gentle. Just start to bend and straighten. Doesn't matter how straight, doesn't matter how bent. It's just motion. That's all. Good. And you can flatten your left leg out on the yoga mat. Draw the right knee in, or you can bring your hands off to the sides and start to rotate the knee. So painting circles on the ceiling if you had a paintbrush stuck on there. And you could choose to do this with the leg, or you can even take your hands and do it, or if you have a yoga tie. My hip was needing a little extra help, so I'm going to let my hands circle the leg around. Then go the other way. Good. And then let your foot, your right foot come to the floor. Actually, let's do this. Bring your right knee in. Sorry. Your right hand can grab your right knee and just like really gently draw it off to the side. Your leg can be at a 90-degree angle if that feels good. And then draw it back in. Maybe it crosses the midline just a little bit and then bring it back out. So you're just gently bringing it out and back. You can have your heel towards your rear end or, sorry, not a yoga word, or you can have your leg at a 90-degree angle. It's up to you. So just like starting to play with the stretch in the hip flexor. Good. And if you want, you can kind of hold the leg off to the side for a moment or 2 or 3, deepening the breath. Good. And then bringing the leg back over. You can let your left foot just land on your, your right foot. We're still on the right leg. Just land on the left knee or the left thigh. Your left hand can go on the knee. Your right arm can extend. And just draw yourself over into a twist if that feels good. My back doesn't always love that, so that's why I don't usually teach it. But some people love it. So just see where you're at with it. I like to come in and out of it. So it's up to you if you find a twist and hold or if you roll in and out of it. Great. And then release your right leg. It can match the left one. Just take a moment. Notice how it feels. Good. And you can bend your knees again. And send the left foot into the air. Clasp your hands around the left thigh and rotate your foot at the ankle. Deepen the breath. Rotate or go the other way if you haven't already. And then bend and straighten at the knee. And just notice, right? Sometimes when I get to the left side or the second side, I notice my mind goes elsewhere because it feels like I've already done it, right? So you haven't. So just keep bringing your mind back to how it feels. Good. And we'll do those rotations with the knee so you can bend the knee, flatten your right leg out on the yoga mat. And you decide maybe your hands rotate the knee around or maybe your knee goes free. It'll be a bigger circle if your knee goes on its own. I've been holding onto my pant leg. Feels kind of good. Good. And then go the other way. Good. And then draw your left knee in. You can hold on with your left hand. Maybe the leg is at a 90-degree angle. Maybe it just stays kind of tucked in. And just start to draw the knee out to the left, in, and then across your midline, maybe just a little bit. And just see this side on me is different. So just notice if it is or it isn't. It might be really subtle. It might be kind of obvious. Right? We're just kind of accepting where we're at, right? So keep breathing. Drawing the leg left and right, basically, all the way across. And then all the way out. Good. And next time it's out to the left, you can just pause there. Find a stretch that feels good. You don't have to push anything or force anything. Just hang out there and breathe. Good. And you can release. Let your legs match. Whether they're bent or straight, doesn't matter. Just take a moment. Notice how they feel. Good. So let's do a little pelvic tilt. We'll add just a little bit of strengthening in the belly eventually. So arms along the sides of your body, palms face down, we'll do the pelvic tilts. As you inhale, you lift your waistline, kind of press your tailbone into the floor. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone, press your belly into the back. press your back into the ground. Nothing lifts off the mat. You're kind of, in Pilates, they call this imprinting the back onto the yoga mat. So inhale, you lift, waistline lifts, tailbone sticks into the ground. Exhale the opposite. Belly presses down. Tailbone tucks just a little bit. So inhale, lift. Exhale, press. So you're kind of using your belly muscles. As you exhale, you're letting everything relax and lift as you inhale. So just keep moving with breath. Good. Next time your back is flat against the yoga mat, just keep the abdominals engaged, but keep breathing. And then from here, take one leg, kind of bend your knee at a either 90-degree angle or foot a little higher and just hold. Or you can do both legs. Keep pressing the belly into the back. Keep pressing the back into the ground. And just hold. Right? You can play with it. The closer the knees come in towards you, the easier it's going to be. So you play with it. You can bring them a little out. Usually we do toe dips, but maybe just kind of hanging out here. Keep breathing. And when you're ready, release. Feet to the floor. You can walk your feet a little wider than your mat is wide. Arms either out to your sides, hands on the belly, or arms overhead, and let your knees start to go left and right. So just starting to twist. So we did pelvic tilt. So it's like two of the movements in the spine. We didn't do the upper back, but that's okay. And now we're twisting, but really a little bit, just like in the lower body. So we're kind of doing the movements of the spine, but from the lower ribs down. And as you do this, maybe can you keep kind of hugging the belly into the ground, kind of see how that feels is as you move the knees across, if you can engage your belly a little bit. So you might have to change the breathing pattern. I don't know, or maybe not. I was just playing with it. All right, so come to stillness. Bring your feet to the floor. I think they're already there. Where's my block? I have a block somewhere. Oh, there it is. All right, so we're gonna do a twist. We'll do, since people were wanting to like really get motion in the shoulders, I thought we'd do that twist we do where we kind of circle the arms. I like my twist with a block between the knees. Not everybody does, but if you want one, you can grab one. So bring your arms into a T position. Press your feet into the ground and just scoot your hips a little right of center. Then the knees can come in and over to the right. Maybe your toes stay on the ground. My back isn't loving deep twists these days, so I'm not going to go too far. So just see how far or not so far you want to go. And then take your right arm and you're going to rotate it around. So maybe it floats into the air, or maybe the fingers drag on the floor, but roll over into a fetal position on your left side and then roll back. So just find a pattern for your arm that feels good to you. So the knees go one way, right? They go to the left, and your right arm is going to circle around, right? So that might go, the arm might go across your chest and heart. It might go overhead. So just see what feels good, really thinking through that shoulder blade once again, right? We did that motion earlier, just the simple shoulder rolls, thinking about the position of the shoulder blade. So just, let your mind land there. And then eventually you can stay in your twist. So your arms can stay outstretched. Shoulder blades are both on the ground. Your knees are going left still because they haven't moved, and your head goes to the right. And I'm not in it right now. I'm sorry if you need a reference, but you guys have all done this twist before. Supine twist. Knees to the left, head to the right, and just breathe. Make any little adjustments you need to. We don't usually hold it quite as long when we do it at the beginning as we do at the end. But even if it's just like for a moment, let yourself relax into it. Good. And then you can roll out. You can square your hips. And then we'll go the other way. So slide your hips to the left a little bit. Knees, you choose how far or not so far they go to the right, whether they just kind of flop right over to the right or if they come in towards your right arm. Good. And then we rotate the arm. So maybe you float the arm into the air, roll over into a fetal position, and roll your way out. So just find a pattern that feels comfortable to you, thinking through that stretch, reaching through the fingers the whole time. Noticing where you feel it the most, right? I kind of did a little strengthening this morning, so my shoulders are feeling a little sore. So just notice all of it. Where it feels kind of tight or stuck, where it feels really like a lot of motion. Good. And when you're ready, you can land in your twist. Knees stay to the right. Head goes to the left. Take a few slow, deep breaths in your twist. Good. And when you're ready, you can start to unwind. So let your knees come out of the twist, feet to the ground, square your hips. It might feel good to bring the knees in again and rock side to side, giving the back a little massage. Good. And when you're ready, we're going to come up to seated so you can roll over to one side. You can use your arms and press yourself up to seated. And when you're there, you can swing your legs around in front. Good. So sitting with your knees bent, feet out in front of you, hands can be either on the knees and shins or behind the knees. We're going to do a little cat and cow. So we did the lower back, and now we'll add the upper back. So on an exhale, you can kind of roll forward. I know that's not usually how I do it, but we can do the exhale first. And then as you inhale, you can unfurl, press your heart forward, look up, and then exhale round. So notice, especially because we're going to do a little focus on shoulders, notice where you want your shoulders to go or the heart to go. You could certainly kind of sweep your arms around behind you, kind of open the heart a little more as you inhale, and then as you exhale, kind of sweep them forward and over the legs. Sometimes when my shoulders are feeling pretty good, this is my go-to. But we really want to focus on the whole spine, kind of curling and unfurling. Adding shoulders if we need them, backing off when we want or when we need to. Good. And you can come back to center or to seated rather. You can bring your hands, forearms rather, down to the yoga mat. Feet a little wider than hips are wide. You could be on your hands too, it doesn't matter. And let your knees go side to side. So we did this lying down. We're going to stay a little more upright this time. Good. And then bring your knees all the way to the right. You can sit yourself back upright if you'd like. You know what? I'm not going to mirror you because I feel like I'm going to mess it up. So knees over to the right. Beautiful. Let's see. Right hand beside you, left hand on the left hip. We're going to do that little rock that we usually do. So inhale, press the hip, twist the spine. Exhale, glide it all back. So just taking your time, inhaling forward, exhaling back. And let's add the arm. So the left arm, it can trace the horizon. Inhale, it sweeps forward. Exhale, it sweeps back. Keep your belly kind of strong just to make sure that your back isn't overarched, that your back is safe. And the next time you're twisted, sweep your arm all the way around and let it land. Left hand lands right next to the right one. You can kind of walk them into a deeper twist if you need or want to. Spine is, straightish. Your shoulders are relaxed, looking over your right shoulder. Deepen the breath. Good. And then start to unwind. And this time, don't unwind all the way. You kind of want to face your right knee still. Your left hand can be on the right knee. And you bring your right arm up. And maybe this is plenty, right? Keeping the belly strong. Or maybe you arc over to the left. So I find for me, I need to engage a little bit. So I engage the belly. I kind of push the left knee down. And then that helps me feel a little more stable in this. Relax the shoulders. They can relax. Relax the face. Deepen the breath. Good. And then you can come on out, hands behind or forearms behind. Knees can come up and allow them to go side to side. Good. And then you can go over to the left. Sit comfortably, rearrange the legs. We'll do you can put left hand beside you, right hand on right hip, and inhale to twist forward or press the hip forward, and exhale to press it back. So just taking your time, inhale forward, exhale back. And add your arm if your shoulder allows it, arm parallel to the ground. Look at your fingertips, inhale. Kind of wind into a twist, exhale, unwind. Good. And next time you're twisted, let your right hand join the left one. You can, find out how comfortably far your body wants to twist. Look to your left and breathe. Relax the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades kind of sliding down. Good. And you can start to unwind. Let's see. Right hand can go to the left knee. You can bring your left arm up. Maybe this is plenty, or you can start to stretch to your right. So keep your belly strong. I like to press into my right knee and breathe. Relax the jaw, relax the face. Good. And you can unwind when you're ready. Hands or forearms behind you. Knees come up and allow them to go side to side. Good. And you can come back to neutral, knees bent up or out to the sides, and just drape your body over the legs. Good. And you can roll your way back up. And before we move from this shape, knees where you need them to be, but bring your hands behind you. Pinky fingers can come close. I like to bend my elbows for a moment and then kind of like yoga mudra, squeeze the shoulder blades together and then press your heart up and open. Your neck does what it wants to do, right? You can make sure it's happy, but you're just continuing to press the chest open, press your heart open, deepen the breath. Kind of squeezing the shoulder blades together. Good. And then you can release. Maybe one more time, draping your body over the legs, and just notice how as you do that, the shoulder blades kind of pull apart. Good. And roll your way back up. Get those shoulder blades neutral. And let's go up to standing. We'll do a little bit of standing. Sorry, I'm fighting with my microphone here. Darn it. Sorry. All right. So come up to standing. And if you have a block, you can grab it. I was just sort of looking around my house thinking like, what would be a good block substitute? I guess a book would suffice. Or I'm looking at my water bottle. If it was empty, that would be a good thing because it has two flat surfaces. Does everybody have a block? Yes, no? Yes, I see thumbs up and I see a block. Okay, so grab your block. We'll do a little bit something for the shoulders. So your arms, I'll go sideways. Let's start here with elbows bent at your sides. And just like we did earlier, kind of roll your shoulders up, back, kind of feel the shoulder blades go together, and then down and pause as you press your palms into the block. So that's going to engage your upper back, but it's going to kind of keep the shoulder blades where they are. Can you let the neck be free? I like to kind of move my head around a little bit, just making sure my neck isn't tense. Good. And then release. And bring your arms straight. The tendency is to move the shoulder blades though. So can you kind of keep the shoulder? Actually, let's try it like this. Keep the shoulder blades where they are. Press just a little bit into the block and then extend the arms forward. Good. And then bring it back. Bend the elbows. See if you can kind of keep them squeezed together a little bit. And down and then lengthen the arms. Good. And then come back. So we'll just keep doing that. I find that I didn't want to lengthen them all the way at first, but I'm kind of working my way towards lengthen them all the way. Keep pressing the hands into the block. And next time it's extended, just pause there and give a little pulse up and down. Keep breathing. Good. And then wrap your fingers around the block and like pull it apart and just let your shoulders relax down. Good. And then palms are flat. Press again on the block. Breathe. If you want to just stay here, that's fine. If you want to pulse, you can pulse. Relax the jaw. I just caught myself locking my knees. So, check in on your legs. Good. And then wrap your fingers around the block, pull it apart, sink the shoulders down. Beautiful. And actually, you can sweep the block behind you. Hold on to it. Just kind of wrap your fingers around. Bend your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades, because we did this seated, and then extend your arms out. Oh, my light just switched on. Good. And breathe. Open the heart. Good. And then release. Let your arms float forward. You can bring the block just really relaxed in front of you. Bend your knees a little bit and just kind of reach the arms forward. So the opposite, right? Shoulders kind of pull apart, reaching the arms forward, rounding your spine, tucking your chin. Good. Come back to standing. We'll do the same thing again. Hands behind you. Bend your elbows. Wrap the fingers around the block. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then lengthen the arms. Open the chest. And breathe. Good. On an exhale, release. Let your arms float forward and then eventually catch the block. Bend your knees, round your spine. Just push the block forward. There's nothing really strenuous here. We can certainly do this standing. So if it's safer for you to stay standing, or you can fold right over the legs. You can put the block on the ground. You don't even need it. So we're just rounding the back. You can do that standing how we were just in it, or you can do a forward fold. Let your head relax, let your neck relax. I think most of you are in a forward fold, so if that's the case, just let your head dangle. Good. And bend your knees, keep your chin tucked, and start to roll your way back up. Good. Actually, let's do one more thing with the block. You can grab your block again. And same thing, kind of bring the arms out, kind of settle the shoulders down the back, press just gently into the block, and bring the arms up into an angle, then wrap your fingers around. We usually do it this way. Pull the block apart and settle the shoulders in. Flatten your hands, press a little bit, bring the arms up. See if they can go overhead. They don't have to. You're just not, I didn't mean to say see if they can go overhead. Just get them as comfortably high as they want to go. Wrap your fingers around, pull the block apart, rest your shoulders a moment. Good. And then flatten your hands, press, breathe, keep breathing. Good. And then we're going to sit in our imaginary chair for a moment. So you're going to bend your knees, keep squeezing the block, and slowly lower it down to the ground or down parallel to the ground as you sit in your imaginary chair. So this is where we really could use 2 blocks. Good. And then come back up, nice and slow and easy. And exhale, sit in your imaginary chair. Arms come parallel to the ground. Belly strong. Good. And then here, just wrap your hands around the block for a moment, kind of settle your shoulders down, and then find that strength, right? Flatten the hands, press the palms. Good. 1 or 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, lengthen the legs, release. We are done with that. You can shake the arms out as you fold forward, shake the shoulders out. Maybe even dangle your head or nod your head as if to say yes or no. Good. Bend your knees and then start to roll your way back up. Good. And notice how you feel. Let me check the time. All right. So let's just keep using the block. So we do this one all the time, but we already did it, but I want to do it with the block just to kind of feel the difference. So hugging the legs into the block, standing up nice and tall. And let's just like leave the arms for a moment out of it. So take you can have hands at hips or really wherever. I'm going to put my hands in prayer. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, sit in your imaginary chair, right? Bend your knees, kind of shift your weight back. And then decide what you're doing in your chair, right? Maybe you're reading a book. Maybe I always say like reaching for salt. I know I've said that to you guys before, but I always want the shoulders to be back a little bit. So you're not like with your heart in the plate on the dining room table. Yeah, I saw some cactus arms. So notice what your back wants you to do. So breathe. Good. And then slowly rise up. You can release and fold forward if that feels good, or if that version before we were doing with the kind of rounding the back, if that feels better, you can do that. Good. Bend your knees, roll your way back up. Great. Nicely done. All right, we'll do a little stretch for the legs since we've been sort of focused on the upper body. So obviously there's a strength here, but let's try to like focus on the stretch of the calf. So find your mountain at the front of your yoga space. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bend your knees, and the left foot's going to go back. It doesn't have to be really far. We're going to do a warrior 1 type thing. If it works for you, let your heel go straight back. And just start to slowly press it towards the ground and lift up, lengthen the front leg. So, I mean, we've done this before. It's harder when the feet are further apart. It's easier when the feet are closer together. So just that like lift and lower, just see how it feels. And you might play with how far the stance is because that's going to change the stretch too. And when you found something that feels good or manageable, tolerable, right, sustainable, choose your word, just hang out there. Hips are square, belly strong, and then your arm position. Maybe you've got cactus arms. Maybe the arms are up overhead. Or maybe the hands are at your hips. You choose. Keep breathing. Good. Bring your hands to the front leg, hinge forward, and step forward. And just give it a moment. Maybe even walking in place, kind of noticing how one leg feels compared to the other. And then we'll switch sides. So finding your mountain, take a breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, and the right foot steps back. So it doesn't have to be a big stance. We're just going to lift and lower with the ankle. I like to lengthen and bend the front leg. If you feel tippy, let your feet go wider, left and right. Good. And then, find your form here. Find what feels good. And pause. Maybe the ankle goes down at an angle. It's okay. Whatever you need. Belly draws in. Heart lifts up. Find your arm position and breathe. So I know the request was hip stretch. We've done a couple strengthening things. Good. And then you can release your hands, hinge forward, and step forward. Good. And shake it out. All right. So step wide on your yoga mat. You can turn your toes out a little bit towards the corners of your yoga mat. Stand up nice and tall. Kind of feel that tailbone drape straight down towards the ground as you pull the belly back. So kind of like when we were on the yoga mat, and I use the word imprinting. That's what they say in Pilates. Pressing the back into the yoga mat. Imagine the yoga mat was there, right? You're not totally going to get rid of that curve, nor do you want to, but we want, to make sure the belly's doing a little bit of work. And then you can bend your knees and kind of slide your back down an imaginary wall. And then straighten again. Let's bring the arms up. Inhale and exhale, bend your knees and bend your elbows. Inhale, lift. So you'll feel your back curve. It's not going to stay straight, but we want to use our belly strength to protect it so it's not overarching. So the next time the knees are bent, elbows bent, gently press your arms back, open your heart. Don't close your eyes. I just closed my eyes and I almost fell over. Keep breathing. I feel like you guys needed a smile maybe. So that happened to me. So you guys could smile. Are you taking your warrior, or this isn't warrior. What is this? Goddess. Are you taking your goddess too seriously? So take your palms, turn them up towards the sky, look up. You've got this. Good. Turn the palms forward again, gaze forward. Release your arms, lengthen your legs. If it would suit you, you can do a forward fold from here. Maybe yoga mudra arms. Maybe you'd rather that. We did a bunch of yoga mudra without a fold. So if you'd like to fold, wait, did we? No, we didn't. Oh, we did with the block. Sorry. This is a problem when I teach multiple classes in one day. Can't remember what I did with you guys or the class before. Great. And then you can, if you change the angle, I certainly did, of your feet, heels in, toes out, come up, hands to thighs, back is straight. And we'll do that little twisty thing. So dip one shoulder towards the opposite foot, back through center, and dip the other way. So go really slow. Just notice how your spine feels. Can you keep it pretty darn neutral, right? You want it as neutral as you can to see what's involved, to do this as if you've never done it before. Good. And come back to neutral. Come all the way up to standing and heel toe your feet together. Good. And when you get there, just notice how you feel. Oh, it might feel good to just let your head tip to one side for a couple of breaths. And then carefully lift it up and tip it to the other side for a couple of breaths. Good. And you can come back up. Good. And let's find our way to the ground, belly down. So if you need downward facing dog on the way, now would be a good time. Or if you need another forward fold or child's pose, whatever you need, now would be a good time. So let's take a few breaths to you can make your way all the way down eventually. So no rush, in other words. I'll take this time to get all the cat fur off my yoga mat. Can't seem to teach those guys not to go on my yoga mat. And just kind of trust in what your body kind of asked you to move through. I remember when I first started doing yoga and the teacher would give me options, like the whole time my mind would be like, is this the right one? Is this the right one? Just even get your mind out of the way a little bit. And when you land there, just land there, arms where you want them. Turn your head to one side, bend your knees, let your feet go side to side. And turn your head the other way. And then release your feet back to the ground, tops of the feet on the ground, chin to the ground or forehead. Hands can flatten right underneath the shoulders. Kind of squeeze or draw your shoulder blades. Once again, I'm going to talk about the shoulder blades gently down and towards each other. Curl your toes under. Just press back through your heels. Press your pelvis down into the yoga mat. Draw your belly in. Kind of lift your heart. There's nothing, if I was in the yoga studio with you, there's nothing I would see here. But it's really like the intention, like heart lifts, shoulder blades slide down, elbows slide down towards your heels. And crown of the head reaches forward. So it's really just good posture. We're just doing mountain pose, basically. So find your mountain on your belly and breathe. And once you've kind of found this good posture, we're going to keep it, but take your arms along the sides of your body, palms face down, chin still supporting you or forehead. Uncurl the toes, but keep that sense of posture. Inhale. And as you exhale, lengthen through fingers, through toes, through the top of your head. Next, inhale, lift up. Arms, legs, heart, chest, shoulders, and then lower down. So lengthen and then inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Maybe you hold this time. Keep drawing the shoulder blades gently down. So you're not like squeezing anything. You're just like finding proper alignment. Hold as long as your body is willing and comfortably willing. That sounded harsh. And when you're ready, release, turn your head to one side, bend your knees, and let your feet go side to side. Good. And we'll do a little half frog here. So if your head isn't already turned to the right, you can turn it to the right. You can release your legs and bend your right knee, slide it off to the side. Make that kind of 90-degree angle with your leg, that number 4 shape with the lower body. Well, with the whole body, actually. and breathe. So this is a nice one for the hips. It's not, for a lot of people, it's not a deep stretch, but it's still kind of a nice release. And then gently, carefully release your right leg, turn your head to the left. And the left leg comes out to the side. My yoga mats are like too sticky for this. A nice, like slippery wood floor is like a perfect way to do it. So deepen the breath. Feel the belly pressing into the ground every time you inhale. Feel how that kind of lifts the low back. Good. And then very gently, you can release the leg. If child's pose is in your wheelhouse today for your knees, you can find your way into child's pose. If not, roll over to one side and do a fetal position. But whatever would work for you. Some days child's work for me, sometimes it doesn't. Good. But eventually, we can all make our way into a fetal position, really just because we're going to lie down in a second. So you can make your way onto your side if you'd like. And then roll right onto your back. Good. And when you're there, sorry for the lag there, you can bring your knees into your chest. Hold the legs in some way and gently rock side to side. Good. And let's do, we'll do my favorite shoulder and heart opener. So we'll do bridge. You can bring your feet to the floor. If you want to do modified bridge, keep your block next to you. But you can bring your arms along the sides of your body. You can kind of start out by tucking the shoulder blades underneath, palms and forearms pressed down. And maybe once again, not to like belabor a point, but bring your awareness to your shoulder blades. Like, where are they? Are your arms kind of spun out to the sides or shoulder blades, or are they kind of tucked under? Sometimes here's a trick. I don't think I usually teach it this way. Maybe once or twice I've done it. But if you bring your hands to the edge of your yoga mat and like wrap them around the yoga mat, kind of like what we did to the block earlier, and then kind of sort of pulled the mat apart, it kind of pushes your shoulder blades together. And then you can kind of scoot them in even further. You can even keep that engagement and then bring your palms down. Get to kind of tuck your tailbone, press your belly down into the back again. Inhale. And as you exhale, keep kind of pressing the tailbone up, or tucking it under rather, and lift your hips up. So your glutes are engaged, your thighs are engaged. Just keep pressing up. Maybe the block goes underneath you at this point, or maybe you're happy in your full bridge. Keep pressing heart towards the hips towards the sky, heart towards the chin, and breathe. And you could engage if you want. Like, you can press the arms down. You could also interlace the fingers and kind of scoot so you're on the sidelines of your arms. So you choose. Keep breathing. Keep the tailbone tucked. Keep the heart lifting. And if you're in full bridge, right, without the block, you might feel tired. I'm starting to So if you're in a with a block, you can ignore me for a second. Those of us who don't have a block, just undo your shoulder blades and then slowly roll down when you're ready. Those of you on the block, take your time. You can come out of this whenever you want. Good. And the tendency is to round the spine, but can you resist just a little bit? Maybe feet wide apart again, knees bent, and let the knees go side to side. Good. And then once that's sort of worked out a little bit, you could bring your knees in, kind of rounding the back and rock side to side. Great. And from here, let your left foot find the floor. Cross your right ankle over the left. We'll do that number 4 shape stretchy thing. So the foot can be on the ground or you can let it float in a little bit. You guys know this one. You could really choose any variation. You can rock the leg a little side to side. You could clasp the hands around the left thigh. This is my injured side, so I tend to do this one a little different, maybe than how I teach it, but you take care of you, right? Do what you need. Good. Whenever you're ready, release, give it a moment, and then switch sides. Left ankle over right, or whichever side you didn't do yet. It's fine if you did the other one. But find a stretch that feels good, maybe motion side to side, maybe stillness. Good. And you can release when you're ready. Give it a moment. Notice how you feel. And from here, I'm going to hand the practice over to you for another, 2 minutes, maybe 3. Just let your body tell you if it needs anything. A stretch, a strengthening, whatever you need. So just listening to the body. Maybe you give your feet a little massage. I don't know, whatever you need. We'll do relaxation after that. So take, a minute or 2 or 3 to finish your practice. Take your time to set yourself up for your yoga or for your relaxation. And then I'll guide us through it in a few minutes. And when you get to that point where you're setting yourself up for relaxation, maybe you already have, just make sure you're really comfortable. Right? You're in your home, so you could use pillows. You could put your feet up on the couch or chair or ottoman, right? Just be real good to yourself. And when you do land, you can take a few slow, deep breaths. Like we didn't do, I feel like we didn't do too much slow, deep breathing today. Maybe we did more meditation. So let's do it now. That slow, deep belly breath, or that we call it three-part yogic breath. So breathing slowly, deeply, feeling belly, ribs, and chest all expand and kind of lift up. And exhaling, feel everything kind of knit back together, pulling down. So just watching the breath with a really curious mind. Maybe taking a few more if you haven't already. Let it go. Slow, deep breaths. Then let yourself just rest. Practice the art of doing nothing. It's a beautiful art. Just rest and let go, allowing yourself to be held and supported. you feel ready to emerge from your relaxed state, you can start to deepen your breath. You can start to move fingers and toes. It's like really gently starting to stretch, move around, right? Like a butterfly emerging from your cocoon. And notice if anything feels different, what has shifted, what has been left behind. As you emerge, just keep your awareness on yourself. You can come back up to seated whenever you feel ready. When you get there, keep your attention focused on you and how you feel. You can sit up comfortably tall. You can close your eyes if you'd like. And just like how we started our practice, bring your awareness to your nose and to your nostrils and just feel the breath moving through without changing it or altering it. Notice that little detail in your nose, how the air feels as it moves inwards past that, that area, that skin right on your nose, and how it feels as the air moves out. So just really keeping your awareness on like a centimeter's worth of body, right? Just around the nose. Good. And then just really gently starting the breath to move a little deeper. And then notice the whole journey of your breath, wherever the mind goes with it. Start to notice the rest of your body. Start to notice the space that you're in, the sounds around you, maybe the smells even. Good. And then let your body breathe itself. If it feels comfortable, you can bring your hands into prayer. And just bow your head to your heart. Send yourself some gratitude, a thank you for all the things your body can do. And just like let yourself be sort of immersed in this moment in gratitude, wherever you can send it, wherever it needs to go. Or maybe it just stays right here. Good. And when you're ready, you can lift your gaze and we'll send gratitude around the room, so to speak. All right. Thanks for doing yoga with me. Let me turn the recording off.